Alright, so I just wanted to throw out a review of my new Toaks titanium pot, 750ml, and the accompanying wood stove, because I wanted to try it out. So it comes in this nice, like kind of a soft pouch, the 750ml pot does, and inside of it you can have the stove, which comes in its own little carrier that's not perforated, so that any disgusting grease doesn't get out in your pot. Keep it tight here. So the setup of this is supposed to be kind of, I haven't tried it, it's the first time, right? So I'm trying to figure out exactly how, there we go, it should set up so that I still have kind of a bottom to carry all the ashes, not the ashes, but not so that the fire is on the ground. But then also I have this big opening where I can put in small twigs. You'll see the B-roll in a second. On the way here, I just picked up the driest twigs I could find. So I guess I want to kind of drive this into the ground, make sure it's nice and steady. And then of course get the fire started before I do anything else. I do have some cheats. If it doesn't work with just the twigs I have, I have both kind of a tablet that you can set fire to, and also I have just paper I brought that I thought might help the process a bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and maybe scratch out some of the twigs, make it more easier to light. I just wanted to show that I've kind of been chipping away at the twig I brought just to get some smaller sized wood. I don't know if this is the best way to do it, but this is the first time I'm using it, so I'm just gonna try whatever I think makes sense. It's been raining so much that I found another twig that I thought would be a good choice, but it's like all soft and bendy because it's so filled with water. So I'm gonna try this out and see if it works. These might be too small, I'll see. And if not, I have my backups, right? So I got a fire going now, you can see. And I did use both paper and the tablets. I didn't want to mess about with the wood here. Is way too wet to just start it off. It would take way too long. So now I'm just gonna enjoy the view and see how long it takes for I think I put around 300 milliliters of water in for a cup of coffee. I'm gonna see how long it takes. Okay, tiny update. So it was a tough birth, but I think I've got the fire going now. I think the ground there was just water soaking up into the bottom of the little fire, so it just takes a lot of maintenance, but I mean that's what any fire does, right? So at least it's fun. Okay, short update again. So I just had a cup of coffee and now I'm gonna try and make some couscous with a bouillon cube. However, I've discovered that behind me there was a pretty dry like group of twigs, like at the end of a long branch, and they just work perfectly to like stick into the feeding hole and also across the entire thing, so that from here to here, like using the small holes as support on each side, works really well to keep like the fire going and in the top of the thing, because it's like it all, of course, obviously it drops down to the bottom, but it's really difficult to keep the fire close to the pot and just keep the heat strong on there. So I just gotta keep feeding it. Another update. So I finally figured out the size of the twigs you need to put in to make the fire consistent and near the top. So I made the couscous and just enjoying the view before I'm heading home. All right, so I just wanted to do this review video while I hiked out. So I really enjoyed using it. It's a bit finicky because, you know, you need to really be on top of things. So I mean it adds a lot of like interesting and parts, and also a lot of fun to making just a cup of coffee, which I mean I really enjoy that, but I totally get why you wouldn't really want to do that. So I also kept thinking, like, I can sit outside right now because the weather is so nice, right? And just relax, have a cup of, you know, it's that whole thing is really nice. And you can also kind of, you know, you get a bunch of heat from the tiny bonfire you're making. But if it was just a bit more windy, or I don't know, if there wasn't any twigs around, and if it was raining, I mean, it would have been a whole different thing. And so I think it's really nice and easy to use actually, but depending on your temperament, I guess, I wouldn't recommend it for every trip. So I think just as a fun little thing, it's really nice, and it's a nice thing to bring because it weighs so little, so you can save a lot of gas if you bring both the gas canister and the bonfire, the wood stove. But then again, yeah, it really I think depends on your temperament. I'm a newbie. I'm really not that good at maintaining bonfires, so considering that I still managed to make both lunch and a cup of coffee with no issue at all. I mean, I had to bring a small tablet to start the fire, but I would have done that if I had to make a bonfire anyway. And also I could have started, I guess, without. It would just take so much longer. So, but yeah, and it's really, really easy to pack down and like cram into your bag. It just makes sense, I guess, is the point. So yeah, definitely worth. I mean, it's also very cheap, so definitely just worth buying and having and enjoying, because it really, I think it adds a lot to just being outside, right? Starting your own fire and just chilling by it. Yeah. So big recommendation. That's my 2 cents.